We're following a major development out of New York City where a judge has indefinitely postponed President-elect Trump's sentencing in his criminal case related to hush money payments. Graham Cates and Caroline Pelosi are here to discuss. Graham is a CBS News investigative reporter. Caroline is a CBS News legal contributor. Thank you both so much for being here. First of all, Graham, President-elect Trump's sentencing was set for next week. Can you explain what the judge says and really what happens now?
Sure. So in some ways, this was just a formality. The Trump's team had asked for sentencing to be delayed because they want to file a motion to dismiss the case entirely, based roughly on the fact that they say it shouldn't move forward because he was elected president. And prosecutors had said that they agree that it would be okay to delay the sentencing while hashing out that issue. This is, of course, the third time since the conviction in May that sentencing has been delayed. And we don't know at this point when or if it will ever happen.
So, Caroline, Judge Merchan has given Trump's lawyers until December 2nd to file that motion to dismiss the case outright. How likely is this dismissal? Is that it will succeed? If it doesn't, what does that mean for this postponed sentencing?
Yeah, well, first off, Lindsay, we're in completely uncharted territories here. This is, some of issues of first impression for this court to deal with, really thorny constitutional issues. I don't know what the outcome will be. I would suspect it will not get thrown out on this motion to dismiss. We will see the case move forward, but you will see a lengthy appeals process on the part of Trump's team.
So, Graham, what is Manhattan DA Alvin doing or expected to do in response to this decision?
They've said, while they were willing to postpone sentencing, they made it clear in a letter to the judge earlier this week that they intend to oppose the motion to dismiss. And they previously said that there needs to be a balance between the constitutional interpretations as it relates to the presidency, but also the interests of the jury that sat for a trial for someone who was a civilian at the time and reached the guilty verdict. And we haven't gotten to see their response yet because they have to get the defense attorney's motion to dismiss first before they can respond. But they basically previewed that in a couple of letters over the last couple of weeks.
So, Caroline, you understand legal timelines probably better than anyone. If the defense puts forward that motion to dismiss December 2nd, the prosecution responds by December 9th, will we know potentially the outcome of Judge Merchan's decision on the motion to dismiss by year end?
We could. That's a pretty quick timeline, an expedited timeline. And that's actually the timeline that Alvin Bragg's office put forth last week when they alerted the judge that they would be willing to suspend sentencing pending this motion to dismiss. But remember, Lindsay, there is another issue that the judge has to dispense with prior to any potential sentence, and that is that SCOTUS decision that came down this summer that really threw a wrench in the plans of this case moving forward. We still have to, get a decision on that. And then we'll see if any sentencing could move forward. So we'll see.
You think we'll know Judge Merchan's response to the SCOTUS immunity issue at hand before we might know the results of this motion to dismiss?
I do. He was supposed to issue that decision prior to the president now elect getting elected, which really, now that brought up a whole new set of legal issues that he now has to respond to. I think he likely has that decision ready. I would be surprised if the result of that decision is to throw out the entirety of the case. I think he likely would have said so if that were the case. So we have to get the answer on the motion to dismiss, then the immunity decision, and then, the issue of whether or not to hold this sentencing for 4 years to essentially deep freeze this case while the president serves his time in office and thereafter sentence, or sentence him prior to January 20th and hold that until after the 4 years plays out, or to see what happens in the interim. If he does do the sentencing, I would be very surprised if it included any jail time.
Still a lot of questions in these uncharted waters. Graham Cates and Caroline Pelosi, we're grateful to both of you.